Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the BBO NYG Podcast. I am Mike. That is Vin. Special guest Malarsic is in the house. Jules is missing. We don't know where he's at right now. He's lost in Brooklyn. He might pop on, he might not. Who knows? But we got a preview of the NFL 2025 draft. Guys, I'll start right away. Colin Cowherd came on. He said Shedeur Sanders, he would think the Giants would take him at 3. I think that's crazy. Every time Colin Cowherd comes out and says where a guy's going, he's always wrong. So I'm very confident that that's not happening. Obviously, I think no, we all, me, Vin, Jules, we do not want Sanders to come to the Giants. I think a lot of people are hyping him up, like in the media, because I think they're like friends with Deion, and they don't want to say anything bad and suffer the wrath of Deion Sanders. So I think that has a lot to do with it. And listen, I think the Giants, if they're smart, they stay away from that and they go. I mean, and now it's looking like Carter. Listen, the Giants, every time they won Super Bowls, they won it on defense. You get that pass rush. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Everybody loved Eli. Everybody loved Phil Simms, Hostetler. But the defensive pass rush is what won us Super Bowls. Let's bring that back, man. Our defense looks like it's getting stacked. Listen, I'll take Russell Wilson, whatever, for a year. Give me that defensive player at number 3. I'm confident we're either going to get Hunter, which I really wanted, but I think it's more now it's leaning where the smoke is fire. It looks like Carter, and Carter's on Instagram posting pictures of Lawrence Taylor. So that's kind of like the big clue like going on right now, or he's just kind of hyping it up. Either way, I'll take that dude in a second. He's the best pass rusher that come out of Penn State. And then I'll just leave it at that. Ben, who do you want, man? Who do you want at 3 right now?
I think it's very possible we end up with Shedeur. For us to call this dude in like 2 days ago, I don't want Shedeur, but for us to call this guy in for one last look on a last private workout is throwing me off, because I was like, all right, maybe we signed 2 quarterbacks. Maybe we're gonna stay away from Shedeur and we'll just pause on that. And that workout made me nervous, and Shane could be throwing some smoke screen out there. So I don't like the workout. I really don't.
Do you think he put it out there because he wanted a team to come call him and trade up to get him?
If he did that, if it ends up working out that way, good stuff.
Genius, right? Genius.
At least you took a shot at trying to build up hype for this kid. Because it looks like it was going the other way. I think teams are going to pass. He might be sitting in that green room. The way he's been going the last few weeks, he might be sitting in that green room. He might be like one of those type of prospects.
Yeah.
But
Daddy. Yep.
Yeah, but he's not going to be off the foot with the way he's acted. But I don't know. I'm with you. I don't want Hunter. I hope Cleveland takes Hunter, put him next to Denzel Ward, do your thing there. I would take Carter in a heartbeat. Give me the pass rusher over a corner. We got a corner and a safety in free agency. I feel like they're bulking themselves up to hopefully get Carter. Yeah. But my first option would be, if you can find a partner, trade down and go offensive lineman. There are 2. There's Will Campbell, who I love. I want to tackle. I always want to tackle.
Another one.
Give me Will Campbell or that Membu dude from Missouri.
Yes.
Oh, one of those 2. Ooh, Vinny's going to be real happy because Russell Wilson's older. He's a lot older, so we need to protect him. I think he could throw a deep ball. He closes his eyes. He throws it up to Pickens. You could throw it up to Neighbors, So I'm hoping. So my first option would be trade down and get yourself a lineman. If there is no trade down and you have to make a pick for a blue chip player, that dude is it. And I really like the tight end. I like the tight end out of they're not going tight end, but I like the tight end out of Penn State.
Warren. All right, Malarsic. And on Vinny's note, like with the whole he's looking for somebody to trade with the Giants so the Giants could trade back. Do you think in this draft that it's even possible that a team actually wants to trade up with the Giants, being such
No,
kind of a weak class with the players this year that it's not worth it to trade up for a guy?
no. I don't see no trade up. If they
Yeah,
are, then it's the
I agree.
dumbest thing
I
ever.
agree.
Like for Shador,
Anybody,
I'll laugh
really.
if he
Just say
goes to the
anybody.
Giants.
Just say anybody that wants to say if Hunter and Ward goes and the Giants are on the clock, maybe they don't want Carter because they got like a couple guys there at the position. Do they?
I don't even think it would be at that.
Is Carter worth trading up for? And then what do you trade up to get there?
I don't know if anybody would trade up for a DN.
Yeah, it never really happens like that for a position.
Never, right?
It only happens for a quarterback.
This is a deep DN class from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know if anybody, even though Carter, yeah, he's probably the top one, but there's gonna be another guy that's just maybe not as good, but probably like somebody always comes out of nowhere. You're like, wow, look at this guy. You know what I mean? But maybe the Marshall guy, whatever it is. But like, if he lasts, I think a trade up will happen if Shador or say Carter or something like those type of players or Hunter last to like 9-10. I don't think anyone's going to jump all the way up to 3 because it's going to cost them way too much.
I agree.
They'll make when the cost gets less. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, all right, we're at 15. This team's at 10, 11. Maybe we do it now. You know what I mean? Like, and they say to yourself, when you have to jump up to the first few picks, you got to give like multiple ones. It ain't worth it. Shador is not worth it. One thing I heard from a scout thing on my thing on the Reds, because he said that he doesn't even have anyone he knows that has given him a first round grade, Shador.
Well, remember what the Giants said last year? Giants had like a third round grade on him last year. So if Sanders came out last year, what is he like the 7th overall?
Yeah,
like after all the other quarterbacks?
I'll say this. Could it be that they brought him in here today
it's hype
to say to themselves that maybe they're going Carter or whatever they're going in the beginning and then say, if this dude somehow falls and he's in the 20s, do we jump back in? I don't really think – I mean, I'd be shocked as hell you take him at 3.
All right, you want to – this is a scenario going around where – say if a quarterback falls, it doesn't have to be Sanders. Say it's Jackson Dart between 15 and 20, right? I'm just saying, Ben. I'm just saying, yeah, I think Dart's going to go 15 to 20, I believe. That's my
I think Dart goes number 9 to the Saints, number 9.
I don't think so. Like, I know, like, listen, if he went to 9, then, like, we got a special relationship with the Carolina team, the GM's best friend. He's number 8. That could be a trade possibility right there if the Giants want to jump ahead of the Saints and get their quarterback. But I don't think like they jump ahead of them to get Dart. I think it's more like with Atlanta at 15. So tell me this. Would you do this, Vin? Would you, if the Giants have like, if they draft Carter right at 3, now they got a 2nd round pick, 34 overall, and they got 2 3rd round picks. Would you give up 34 overall and both your 3rd round picks to jump back into the 1st round around 15 to get your quarterback of the future? Would you do that?
And that quarterback is Dart, you're saying?
I think it's Dart. I think they really like him. And that guy from Syracuse, too, which is crazy.
I would say
would you do it?
I would say no. I could see Shane doing something like that because he's desperate to save his job. To come out of 4 drafts and not draft a quarterback is crazy. So I think he's definitely drafted a quarterback at one point in this draft. I don't know if it's going to be late. I don't know if it's going to be early. That's why to me, Shador's still on the table. I still think Shador is very much in play at 3. I do. I don't think it's going to go away.
If you do that, you guys are dumb as hell.
I know it's dumb, but I still think he's in play.
I don't believe, me personally, I don't see anything in him. Could he throw the ball?
No, you're missing what I'm saying, Mike. I'm not saying I want him. I'm saying I think he's in play, that these dudes might end up drafting him. They might end up getting him. I'm still nervous. I'll be nervous all the way till that night.
I'm actually shocked that Cleveland is like thinking about Hunter over Carter.
Well, they signed Garrett to like an extension, so it's like.
But what? You need another DN. What does the Giants do?
I would get both, but that's just me.
Yeah, but if Cleveland takes Hunter, listen, I think Hunter is like everyone's like, oh, should you play wide receiver or DB? In my eyes, what I saw He's a stud DB corner. He's not a stud wide receiver. So I don't know why they're hyping the stud wide receiver up. And you're going to make him a wide receiver? So you're telling me he's the best wide receiver in college? That is bullshit. The golden kid from Texas, the kid from Arizona, like there's kids all around the nation. The kid from Ohio State, dude, stop. They're better than him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop with this. One thing about Colorado and them, they didn't play anybody top. Who was the top team that they played in their division?
That's what I mean.
Nobody.
That's why I think like the hype from Sanders comes from like the media members that just love his father. That's why
they retired.
They got scraped.
I know why'd they do that? Like unretire that shit.
They got scraped by BYU, right? For the bowl game, which they played their own division. How in the bowl game? I don't know how they set that one up, right? Still got scraped, right? And BYU, when they played somebody like, I think they played one team out of that, or even Boise State or whatever. What happened to them when they played legitimate teams? They got scraped in the playoff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, stop. Like with Shador and stop with freaking Hunter with the wide receiver. Is Hunter a stud DB? No doubt about it. Yeah, I watched him. I was like, wow, this guy can cover.
Now, Malarsic, like the same question to you. Like, say, like, I know you're not a Giant fan. Malarsic is a Redskin fan. But would you do, like, if you're the Giants and you're kind of desperate for a quarterback, would you trade your second round pick, 34 overall, and both your third round picks to move back into the first round around 15 to 20 to draft a quarterback of your future? Would you do that?
No, not 15 to 20.
Considering, like, listen, I understand there's a lot of draft picks to give up, but the Giants, the past few years, haven't hit on any second and third round picks anyway. So
I will say this. Like for the Dart and the Bo and the other kids that they keep talking about, like could be a late first rounder. One guy made a very good point, which I agree on too. He goes, you have to make the decision that you truly think that this guy is legit. To come back in the first round, you got to give up those picks. And not to mention, it's 5 years, not 4. So you have to hold on to this quarterback for 5 years. You know what I mean?
You don't have
to. The options in the first round are 5 years compared to second round is 4. So if the dude stinks, you know what I mean? You're like, all right, I can get rid of this guy. You need like a year earlier. Like, and not to mention, think about it, the money. The money changes from the second round to the first round. I personally, dude, I watched your Dart guy. You and I think Jules said it, and then I kept texting you toward the game that it happened. And Jules is like, I made Jules change his mind because I was like, Jules, you really? And then he went to the sideline and started crying. I'm like, oh, God.
I love him.
Like, no.
That's heart. Heart for Dart.
He threw 4 picks at the end of the game.
We don't remember that. You know, Eli did it. Eli threw a bunch of picks. His brother threw the most picks ever in the NFL. Like, give us an actual quarterback. I'm sick of these athlete quarterbacks that are just going to make a great play. Everybody's like, oh my God, he could run. He could throw 50-yard pass like Malik Willis, like fucking, the guy from the Colts, Oh,
I didn't want Willis because I don't want, when I hear the word project, you can go.
They're not projects. They're athlete at quarterbacks. I don't want that. I want a quarterback that studies the game, that knows the game, that can make every throw. That's all I want as a quarterback. I want a leader. I don't want this athletic freak at quarterback. They never work out.
I just don't think this is the class, but whatever. Like,
I think at pick 34, there's like elite. There's an elite class of offensive linemen, tackles even. I think at 34, one of them's got to be there. I think you go Carter and then one of those tackles.
I
don't think so, Ben.
Not one of those top two. Not one of the top two.
No, I know, but I think a lot of them go before we pick it.
I would hope, like, if you're at 34 and you're in distance of getting one of those top dudes,
that's what you want, right? You want to tackle.
Yeah, I just think I don't trust Evan Neal. Evan Neal they're gonna kick him inside. You want
a guard, right?
Yeah, I'll take a guard. Van Roten, we have for 1 more year. We have Runyon. We could opt out after this year. You know what I mean? Just Schmidt. We gotta see what we're doing with John Michael Schmidt. He's got another year to see. Are we still gonna be kind of shrugging our shoulders? Is he our guy? Is he not? I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like this line still
So
retooling. It still needs some retooling. Shane, you can't.
How many draft picks?
So over a tackle, you want to guard?
If there's whoever the best player available is
Best
there.
player?
I'd really like a tackle though, because I feel like they're harder to
Vinny
find.
won 7 rounds of offensive line.
Mike, that is the most overblown take I ever heard about the Giants. About all they do is pick up a lot. What, we're gonna just stop picking? Like
No,
you can't
but
find a quarterback. Like the Jet fans, you can't find a quarterback. You just gonna stop picking them. Like this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I just wonder when guys leave your
we also
team.
really stuck with defensive backs. We can't pick a defensive back for our life. We can't draft one for nothing. We have to go pick up free agency. So it's like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna stop picking them? Like we have to make these picks. We have to.
I just wonder why when giant linemen leave your team.
Kamara.
That's him.
They play actually all right.
Say again?
I said, I just wonder that when giant linemen leave your team, they seem to play okay.
I agree with you. A lot of it's coaching. A lot of
Linville Joseph.
Pugh, Flowers.
Linville Joseph on defensive side.
One you guys loved? And he went to Arizona and made
Will Hernandez. Will Hernandez.
Yeah, it must be something with us. It's crazy. It really is fucking crazy how all of a sudden our line stinks.
I had a Giant fan make fun of me with I think not Vinny, but it was Tony, but Vinny I think said this too. Good luck with that. When I had my Dan Quinn pitch the coach, and I said he pitched a really good staff, and then you were like, he took our offensive line. Good luck with that guy, and I'm like, all right, we'll see. He did all right with us.
Yeah, whatever. All right, forget the Redskins. We're talking about the Giants right now.
You're talking about
second round pick. We'll get to the Redskins because obviously, like, listen, I'll talk a little bit about the Redskins now. All these quarterbacks like this draft, like even Ward, even if say the Giants, did beat the Colts. Say the Giants did beat the Colts last year and we have the number 1 pick. I wouldn't be that so hyped on Ward either. Like I think Daniels last year was my guy that I wanted. Obviously, I told you guys that, but I don't think Ward's even like that. He's just like the best out of a weak class. And for him to go number 1, I think it's a mistake by Tennessee. To be honest with you, I'm not that.
He'll probably play all right. I see a little bit.
He's got a good arm.
I'll say he's like a what do you call it? A poor man's Kyle Murray. He's like that. He'll run around. He'll throw. He'll hold the ball forever.
He's got a better arm than Murray.
Murray's got a. What are you talking about? Murray's a baseball player. You could throw. You could pitch. Dude.
Yeah, but no, like you see Ward, like he's got a tight fucking spiral. He's got an arm.
From what I'm hearing, like Cam Ward is by far the best quarterback in this class. That's why.
And he would have gone probably 10 last year if he went in that draft.
7, probably 6 or 7. That's telling. That's very telling. That
I don't think
every year is different.
Who would he have been ahead of? There was 6 that went in the first.
A lot of people were high on Bo Nix. Sean Payton loved Bo Nix. I don't know if Bo Nix goes first round.
Bo Nix would go over.
Yeah, I was high on Bo Nix.
Bo Nix would go over.
No. Most people, he was like 25. People were shitting on him with Oregon.
Yeah, but you would go over Cam Ward.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't know if he was going first round. Sean Payton didn't fall in love with him. It was like, I could give me one of these quarterbacks. Whoever's left, I'll turn him into something. And did they trade up for Bo Nix or they fell to Denver? He fell to Denver.
I think it fell to Denver. Then like Penix went like to Atlanta after that, which was crazy.
Oh, I thought Penix was before. Penix was like 8.
Penix was before Bo Nix?
Yeah, Penix was 8, and I think Nix was like 11.
Oh, so maybe that's what shook him. Maybe that's what shook him.
And who's the third guy we're forgetting?
J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, McCarthy
got hurt. 6, right? He was like 6.
You know what's funny about JJ?
Neighbors.
Everybody keeps telling me that all these people about JJ, and I'm like, yeah, but they were supposed to get Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Darnold was going to be the starter this year. Yeah, all this shit. And I kept saying JJ is going to be the freaking starter, people. So you can keep saying all these stuff that these people keep saying to me, and yet watch what the Vikings are doing. They have JJ.
They're a good team.
They have nobody else.
Malarsic. So, like, just to clarify, yeah, you guys are right. Michael Penix went 8 to Atlanta, which is crazy. They came out 11 there. McCarthy actually.
I liked him too.
McCarthy actually went 10, and then Bo Nix went 12.
12. Okay.
So it looks like like all of a sudden, like they kind of got scared. Like all of a sudden, like I got to get a quarterback, and then
who went after that? Look at
Sean
the
got
next
him.
quarterback.
The next
Third
quarterback
round.
after that.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I mean, not in the first round. That was it after the first.
Yeah.
Well, check the second round.
You know,
Because I want to see.
don't
Who's
forget,
like
like you know, Daniels obviously went 1, May went 2. You know, then Penix went 8, McCarthy
No. What's his
10,
name went 1?
Bonix 12. So that's like one.
No, Chicago Bears went 1.
Oh
Khalid
yeah,
painted
yeah,
my
yeah.
toenails.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. I mean,
Now he cries
I don't
after
even think of
games.
him as a quarterback anymore. So yeah, you got him. You know, you got fucking Caleb,
He
Jay,
rubs his vagina after he
Drake,
cries after a
3,
game.
4, 5, 6 quarterbacks within the first 12 picks last year. And they're all pretty decent. I got to say, the Giants might have fucked up by not getting a
They
quarterback.
totally fucked up. Malik Neighbors, we got great.
I know,
Great.
Oh,
Malik Neighbors is fucking. He is pretty nasty. I got we got to
Yeah,
admit.
it's like 2018. We got Saquon, and we left Josh Allen and Josh Rosen, and
yeah, but will he end up being a Hall of Famer? You thought that same thing with Beckham Jr. Dallas fans thought it with Des Bryant.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude.
Yeah, but the knock on OBJ was like he was like small, fragile coming into the NFL, and it
Neighbors
showed.
is huge.
It showed. Like after a while, he just like too many injuries really like rattled his career.
Neighbors gets picked up as it is.
No,
what are you talking about?
No, Neighbors is bigger, stronger.
He's not that much bigger, dude.
Not that much, but he's not as like
he's stronger.
Fucking OBJ.
Why you worked out with him?
No, because you can look at him.
Train. He was hurt during the season, wasn't he?
Whatever, but like, listen, second round. No quarterbacks went in the second round last year.
You make like he's freaking goddamn who's the big Megatron? He's not Megatron, dude.
No, I know nobody's Megatron.
I don't think Malik Neighbors is 6 feet.
He might be 5'11", maybe 6.
Yeah, I think he's shorter.
He's small, dude. He's like
actually, he's 6 feet. He's actually 6 feet. Yeah.
Okay.
He weighs about 200.
I think CD Lamb is like what 6'1". You think he's big? He's small too.
Yeah, but Malik, he's 6 feet. Malik Neighbors is 6 feet, 200 pounds.
That's
pretty good for a wide receiver.
They are not as big. They're not as big as they once were.
All right, I'll give you a wide receiver that's bigger than Malik Neighbors because Malik Neighbors is thin. Larry Fitzgerald had some size on him. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big dude.
Thank you for the comparison.
Well, I'm giving you the same height. He's like, Neighbors is big. Like, what? Okay.
No, I mean,
if you look at Wally World.
If you look at him out on the football field, he's way bigger than fucking OBJ.
Neighbors is not getting on the big
OBJ was like a skinny fucking dude, man. Every time he he's like, oh my God, he got hurt. He's like, oh my God, he's out again. It was frustrating.
Who's bigger? Who's bigger? Jamar Chase or Neighbors?
Chase.
Okay. Who's bigger? Debo Samuel or freaking and he gets hurt. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Neighbors is gonna get hurt. You hit him one time, he's gonna be like,
nah, you're like wishing for a guy to get hurt. That's crazy.
Debo looks kind
of wait, time out. Am I wishing or did I just tell you he got hurt this year? Did he not get hurt this year?
Everybody got hurt.
In his first year, trainer?
Everybody gets hurt on the Giants. You don't understand that?
He also played a lot of targets.
My man was like, yeah, dude, he gets like 6 targets a game. He was the entire offense.
He's wide open 5 yards out. Hit him.
I mean, like obviously.
They knew he was getting the ball.
You know who's the man?
Here we go.
Oh, God.
Terry McLaurin. 13 touchdowns.
He's good. He's very good.
He's real good.
Yeah.
And you know what? One thing he does that your guy doesn't do? He's quiet.
Neighbors hasn't. Like I don't understand this like negativity. Like he's such a diva. He hasn't said anything. What has Neighbors done to consider him a diva besides you guys making up stories about him? Like he's not a rapper. He's not young.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He's not a Kadarius Toney that just. By the way, Kadarius Toney apparently retired today.
Thank God.
He just can't get a job. He didn't retire. He's like, I'm going to be a rapper now named Young Joker.
Young Joker.
Fuck out of here. I can't even understand a word he says. You think I'm going to listen to his fucking
horrific pick by the New York Giants? Horrific.
Terrible.
Oh, I see.
Dave Gettleman should have been fired after that.
But now he's off-season training. He's happy. He's like, oh, off-season trainer is happy about the Giants. Okay.
Young fucking Joker.
Am I going to hear this summer about you guys, like August, about like, who's doing good and all this stuff?
Listen, if we draft Sanders like later on in the first round after we draft Carter, I'll be okay with it. To be honest with you, all right, that's a project. I get it. Like maybe fucking Dave.
I mean, you do.
But if we draft him at 3, I'm done. Like Jules said it. Jules said he's done with the team. I'm like, yeah, I might be done too.
I'm with y'all.
But we all say that, but all of a sudden, week 1, we're gonna be watching.
No, we're talking shit. Shador, I don't want him. Like I said though, I
hope you guys get.
There's no way Shane and Dable are going into their 4th draft together without drafting a quarterback. There's no free. Mara's looking at them is like, get a quarterback. I don't care who it is. But you better get a young kid that at the end of the season, when this year is done and I'm firing you two, I could give the fans something to hope for at the end of the year. There's no, unless it will take, if I sit there and I watch this draft next weekend and now one quarterback is taken for the Giants, which I'm okay with. I say take the year off. I think that shows big balls by Shane. That tells me one of 2 things. Him and Mara have a deal. Like, dude, if you don't feel the quarterback is there, don't worry. Your job is secure. Don't worry how the year looks out. I'm not firing you. And Shane's like, this ain't the year for quarterback. Maybe we'll wait till next year. This ain't it. He tried with Stafford, didn't work out. He tried with Rodgers, didn't work out. He tried with Drake May, didn't work out. He's been chasing quarterbacks. He just can't unright the wrong that he did with Daniel Jones' pick. Which was even his pick, the contract.
He wants his guy, Ben, right? Wow. He wants his guy.
Right, he wants his guy. And the second thing it will tell me is that Shane is actually, like, the way he dealt this free agency was he didn't overspend. He didn't shop hungry like he was saving his job. He made some smart, sensible signings. And I've always liked him in free agency. I felt like, he hasn't missed that too often, and I think he's done a great job, and I'm hoping that, you know what, fix your wrong with the Thibodeau pick by getting Carter in here, if he's there. Fix your wrong with Evan Neal by getting another tackle in here, and you wait on quarterback. You got Jameis Winston as your backup, because if you bring in Shador, Jackson Dart, like, you're gonna make that trade for Jackson Dart, this dude's got to go through Winston and Wilson. It's gonna take him a little while to even
get to sit a year anyway. He's sitting here.
Which I like. Which I absolutely like.
That's what you have to do. If you're going to run the same system, Ben, if you're going to keep this continuity, you're not going to fire these guys, which I'm like, if they draft their guy, keep them then. Keep the GM, keep the fucking coach.
Right.
Let them deal with this guy. I don't want
Daniel Jones
coordinator all over again.
I'm not saying Daniel Jones was ever going to be good, because he just kind of showed that his talent was limited.
He's going to win a Super Bowl with the Colts.
But I will say this though, like, Daniel Jones was a really bad hand. I feel like what's his name? The dude,
even Barkley.
What was his name? Yeah, Barkley too.
They got dealt with a bad hand.
Jason Garrett ruined. Jason Garrett ruined Daniel Jones.
They should have just kept Schumer.
Yeah, Shermer was the best one out of it. Even Shermer didn't even talk good about Shador. Did you guys hear what Pat Shermer say? Pat Shermer was like, I don't know if there's anything special there.
Right. It's like, I like him, but he's Deion's son, so I can't say anything bad about him.
Yeah, because he's offensive coordinator at Colorado.
Yeah, like I'm on the team. What am I gonna knock the guy that just played there? Like, it's.
But he didn't give any resounding endorsement either, though. He just kind of like.
He's honest. He was honest.
He had an interview on like the back end of the Colorado. You're like, wait, meet me over here to talk. Yo, this guy sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys think Shador ends up? Trainer, where do you think Shador will end up? Do you think he goes to the Raiders?
That's very interesting, man. I see him definitely. I see him slipping to like the I don't know. It's gonna get really interesting around.
I don't know. They could go around.
It's gonna get interesting around 9 with the Saints pick. It's gonna get real interesting around there. I can see a team calling to get up, trade up for him, Do the Raiders draft the running back, and then
I
all
think
of a sudden come back in to get him? I don't know. It's going to be
Oh,
interesting.
the Boise State running back. The Pete Carroll likes his running back,
Yeah.
so I actually think I think that's a smokescreen. I don't think Carroll's going that way.
I don't know.
they might
That's
take
who I
one.
want the Giants again in the second round as a running back.
Yeah, but
if Hampton actually slips in the second round, people are saying
he ain't going.
Dallas is going to take him in the first round probably. But if somehow magically he slips us, I would draft that dude in the second round in this.
Omari?
You don't think
Yeah.
You don't think it's deep in running backs though? You don't think
you got Tracy?
But he's nasty.
You got Tracy.
Malarsic, but be honest.
Committee.
Tracy or Hampton?
I want committee.
We might take him at 29. I'm here. I don't think he's going to get to us.
I don't think so either. It's pretty.
His name is starting to get hyped and hyped more.
They're saying he's like a young fucking Adrian.
I heard we might take what's his name, which I ain't gonna be mad about. I'd like to trade into the second round and get more picks. But if they took the Ohio State Trey Henderson, I'm not mad about that either. That kid's good.
I like him.
These guys are going to slip.
People are like, you going DN. We might go running back and just make the offense ridiculous.
There's always like one or two running backs that go kind of late in the first.
Dude, it's a strong running back class. Like, there's some running backs in this class.
That's what I'm saying. I think you can wait on it. I think you can wait.
I don't think you can wait till the third round, though.
Fantasy hint. It's not a wide receiver year. It's a running back year. So take your rookie running backs.
No, but and running backs, all of a sudden, like now running backs are very important, right? To the teams the past like year and a half, 2 years. Now all of a sudden you're gonna see a run on running backs. That's why I want the Giants to draft a running back if they hold on to the second round pick in the second.
You still got what's his name?
Yes, we still have Singletary. You ask all the time.
Yeah, like dude, nobody's worried about Singletary. Nobody's worried about that guy.
You got Tracy.
Tracy is the guy we all care about.
Yeah, but I don't know why you would take Hampton, because Hampton's like Tracy. Like he's like a quick little back.
Yeah, I want a power guy.
You want to go Thunder?
We're not taking a power guy. We got the power guy. We're looking for the. That's why we're.
You have Austin Eckler. Don't you still have Austin Eckler?
Yeah, and this is his last year.
Yeah, you still got Austin Eckler?
Yeah,
guy sucks.
He had a good year for us. Devin Williams with the shutdown. 1, 2, 3. Everybody worried about Devin Williams. Stupid people like Jules. When you wake up from your drunkenness, I said
it. You talking about the Yanks play tonight?
Yeah, he just closed at 1, 2, 3. I told you, let the guy come get in there.
Yanks won? I thought they had the fucking day off.
No, they beat Tampa 6-3. They're in Steinbrenner Field.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yo, this field is like a bait bag. It's like, dude, I thought this score was going to be way crazier.
Well, we're a Yankees podcast as well. But getting back to the NFL draft.
We should start one. I would love to do that.
Listen, we talked a lot about the Giants, and who do you want? Obviously, you mentioned a running back, but if you don't have a running back there, who do you want late in the first round?
Me personally, because unlike you guys, I truly trust in Adam Peters. So I think he knows what the hell he's doing. So I'll be happy with anything he picks.
Political answer.
Right.
Not a political answer. I told you.
You didn't answer the question.
Yeah, how much
do I like?
Who paid you to say this words?
No, it's not the truth. It's the truth, dude. Adam Peters is the man. It's the reason why my dick gets hard every morning. I think of Adam Peters.
Bleep. Who do you want?
You're gonna bleep that out?
No,
this is a kid's show?
Of course, no, it's not. Who do you want though? If you have to decide, not worry about your GM, not worry about it. Who do you want?
Personally, I first would like probably in the first or second round pick to trade and get more picks. So if the first round, say let's have fun with it, we don't use that. We actually got a stud player sitting there. I have to think who the freak would be that. One of the DNs I like. I don't think they're going to last to us because I'm hearing certain names are starting to hype up. The Marshall kid starting to get bigger name, and I thought we'd have a shot at the Boston College one, like the pass rusher, Nunzi, whatever his name is. But there's still the Texas A&M. The Tennessee one, I like Pierce, but I hear he's a knucklehead, so it's probably not going to happen. You know, this I gotta admit, I could go to so many different positions because, like, I think that what we did in free agency, like, we're fine. Like, for one thing, I'm also hearing this. Here's a little side note. Justin sent it to me today, and he had, for some reason, we're the favorite to land TJ Watt, maybe in a trade. So, watch out, because I love that white boy.
I mean, well, listen, Pittsburgh is probably going to have a fire sale because they can't. Aaron Rodgers kind of dissed them. Do they even have a quarterback? Who do they got? Rudolph.
Look out for them with Shador too now.
So that's like kind of the link with Tomlin there. You might like him. He's like in touch with Dion. So that could be that.
They're just naming anyone that needs a quarterback. Watch Shador sit there. That's why he's not going to the green room. I
would never trade with Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh every year, I think Vin said it, like they always play tight games every year and they're always like right there. They're never really like they're never a 2-15 team like ever. You know? So
because he knows how to coach, so like he can coach it up.
He's a good coach.
That's why it didn't matter with Russell Wilson. Everyone's like, "Oh, Russell did good." They did the same thing the year before with the other quarterback. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Fields.
Let me tell you something. Russell is going to probably start for you guys, and you guys are like excited.
He won't finish.
Unlimited.
He won't finish. We know
it. But you don't have the defense that they have.
Whoa. Hold on.
Yeah, I think our defense is all right. I think if we get Abdul Carter in here.
Oh, really?
Okay.
All of a sudden, Brian Burns, Carter, Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Bobby Perrier in the fucking linebacker position. Oh, come on, man. We got a defense.
Who's your coordinator?
Shane Bowen.
It doesn't matter. If he has
that doesn't matter. The guy that calls the plays.
Yeah, but listen, he has another year on his belt now. So that's his second year, and he's getting his fucking players. So listen, let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Didn't he coordinate over at Tennessee for years?
But for us, it's going into his second year with us. Now he's got the players. If we get Carter, dude, forget about it. You talk about like
they're all going to be on the field at the same time?
Remember the NASCAR package?
Rotate them.
Remember the NASCAR package?
Where we just fucking they're going to be on the field at the same time.
Remember the NASCAR package?
What?
The NASCAR package where we just rushed the quarterback. We had 4 guys rushing the quarterback. Let's bring the rush from the quarterback again. Let's put the quarterback on their ass and let's play defense.
I thought you guys were going to do
Giant Stadium. That's how it should be.
But Malarzik, you don't think there's talent on our defense? We got some.
I think they got talent. If you get Carter, that's talent.
If we get Carter,
I don't know how you're going to play them all at the same time.
I just said it. NASCAR package on third downs.
What's the NASCAR? Is that reference to your straight hand tuck days and stuff like that?
You get it. You know. You mentioned the guy.
Okay. Here's the thing that you don't know that I'm going to teach you.
Tell me.
You know, Justin Tuck. What school did he go to?
Notre Dame, motherfucker.
Okay. What position did he play at Notre Dame?
DT.
That's right. Carter can't play no fucking DT, my friend. Either can Burns, either can fucking Thibodeau.
Oh, you say that. You say that, but next to Dexter Lawrence, why not? Why can't they be another hashtag linebacker that come out on the edge? Why can't they play that position?
Because they'll just run right at you.
But in that same breath, Dexter Lawrence is actually better as the single nose tackle.
Yeah,
that's why they run that package. They rather run Dexter
you might take
by himself.
Carter, and I think he's a very good player. I'm not gonna say he's not, because I saw him against my Notre Dame. The fucking guy could play. Like, you know what I mean? But the problem is, I'm just looking at, you picked up the 5th-year option to Tibbs. Burns you just signed the contract to. You get him, obviously you draft him. It's just like one dude's going to be sitting for most of the plays. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
not necessarily.
And I love how Schwan used the Eagles reference. Dude, don't put yourself in the same reference as the damn Eagles. Because let me tell you something.
Why not?
The Eagles also have a nasty D tackles. Like, you know what I mean? They have a nasty, and it's not like they use. Yeah, but they didn't use 3 linebackers as pass rushers, guys. Like, you know what I mean? What?
We got sexy Dex.
No, Dexter's good. Who's your other D tackle? What moron is it? I'd love to hear. Is he Jordan Walker or the other stud Eagle one? No, he's not. He's not. Now, will you say, is Dexter? Yeah, he could line up just like the one on the Eagles. I think the Eagles one might be a little bit better, but whatever. that's it. You know, Dex is nasty too. But then the next guy next to him, I don't even know who your other D tackle. So you guys get run on. Didn't you guys get run on last year too?
Yeah, but
our defense was all like on the injured reserve.
Everybody's hurt, yeah. So you can't really
count. So that tells me that you're going to have a really good starting squad, but once injuries happen, it's going to go to shit. That's what it's going to say to me. Like, you know,
we haven't fixed it. That's the problem. We haven't. We haven't drafted that well later in the rounds to get guys that could go in. We just time out. I'm being honest.
Here's true. A question for you, for both of you. This is Schwann's 4th year. What makes you think any different that he's going to get it right this time? You know, I'm just saying.
Who said he was going to get it right? It's a wait and see.
You know, Carter, that would be a nasty pick. I don't understand why. I said it tonight. Why the Browns ain't looking to take him over Hunter.
I don't get it.
I don't get that either. But you know what? That's why the Browns are the fucking Browns.
Well, I was about to say, the Browns have always made some weird decisions like that.
Just stupid. Like, one thing, if they're going to play him at DB, they've got DBs at freaking in Cleveland. What are they?
Got Denzel Ward?
Don't they got Denzel Ward? They got the other one too, don't they? What's his name? The one they've had for years. Isn't he still there? The fucking other one from Florida, whatever. Like
Travis Hunter's showtime, baby. He gonna bring some Cleveland fans.
No, listen. Travis Hunter. If you're gonna play him at DB,
you can be nasty.
He's gonna shut motherfuckers down.
I gotta tell you, I don't want him. I hope they don't.
But
I hope Cleveland don't take Carter because
they should.
They should is right, but I don't.
He's not changing our defense.
Let me tell you something. He's not
going to make us a top defense. He won't.
I will take 100 out of 100 nasty DN over a fucking nasty corner.
Me too. Me too. 100%.
Because it starts at the beginning. It starts at the beginning. You can make your corners look great by if you have a great beginning of the front. That's what it comes down to.
Something. We had like all right.
Edelman was right when he said that. In the trenches.
All right, corners. We started getting a pass rush. All of a sudden, our defense, like, dude, it's not like Lattimore is going to be a stud, but like the other corners, like, they weren't stud. And all of a sudden, we made it work because our line started getting pressure. What difference does it make if you don't get any pressure? I don't care how long. You could cover for fucking 10 minutes. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, you know what I mean? They're going to get open. And I just don't understand it. Like, listen, I mean, I get it. Hunter's probably going to do returns. For them punt returns, they're going to use this guy in every freaking way they want.
Gadget wise,
he's not the first. You know who he is?
I
love. No. I'm going to tell you,
Antonio Randall L.
I'm going to tell you a position that it's funny that they said. I love how today's time. It's just hyping. It's like the NFL. It's why they hype up all these quarterbacks because they got to sell the product. Of
course, they do it every year.
You probably asked every single one of these guys, Mel Kiper on the side, they'd probably be like, Shador sucks. This guy's good. This guy sucks. But they got to hype it up. Like, Shador's going to be the best quarterback in the NFL. I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see. And then fucking this. But here's the thing about Hunter. They're like, oh, there's never been a guy like that. Yes, there was. 15, 20 years ago was Champ Bailey. He did the same shit. Woodson did the same shit when he was at Michigan, guys.
Yeah.
He went out. And they're like, Champ Bailey, he played wide receiver. He did
Deion Sanders. He played baseball almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Deion.
Jackson.
Like, oh, there's never been what's the quarterback that's running around like on the Ravens? Lamar. There's never been yes, there was. Michael Vick. Randall Cunningham. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking
Randall Cunningham.
about?
Randall Cunningham was like pretty much the original.
Let me tell you something. Randall was nasty, dude. He was nasty.
I know.
He never won anything, but he was pretty good.
I hated him with a passion. I know he was good.
Killed the Giants.
He always killed the Giants. He punted on us. He punted on us like 80 yards. Like asshole.
Like I said, I've said this, and this is how I came about with it. I've always noticed it a little bit, but like sitting Sundays at Trader's house watching Sunday football, Trainer would be so happy every Sunday when Giants play this team, and I'd be like, nothing. He's so overconfident. But when they played the Eagles, Trainer was a different person that day. He was nervous. He was erratic. He drank a lot more.
It was tough. It was tough to watch.
I said, what's the matter? It's just the Eagles. No, you don't understand.
Now listen, when Dodge punted that ball, I lost it. I lost.
And heads.
A part of me died. A part of me died.
I was at that game.
Oh. And what line came from me at your house that I started?
Your kryptonite. Fuck it. Now the Eagles are your kryptonite, Malarsic. What'd they do?
I don't think they are.
In this past playoffs. What'd they do to you?
55. Double nickel.
That's one game. We'll see.
They kicked the shit out of you guys.
But you know what's funny? What was the Eagles' last loss? Us.
Stupid.
No, but like we could listen. I'm telling you, we play the Eagles. That's why I don't like to make bets with the Giants, because like for some dumb reason when we play you guys always get the better. Like what the hell? Like this time, maybe with this quarterback, we might win a lot more games against you. But with the Eagles, I know we're gonna get them. Like I don't know what, dude. They were undefeated. They were undefeated a couple of years ago. We went into Philly on Monday night, and we were like,
never happen. All right. Listen, we got to wrap this podcast up. Any parting words? Any parting words on the NFL draft? Malarsic, I'll start with you. You got any parting words with the NFL draft?
What are you saying? Party?
Any parting words? So that means, like, we're ending the podcast. Would you want to speak anything else on the draft?
Final words, dude. Final word.
Final. Your last
My final words is
your Springer.
I'll get excited because I like to see it. I hate that they do it. I used to just like it Friday, Saturday, not even on Sunday because Sunday was stupid. But this Thursday thing with the 1 hour thing, it's just like too much. But whatever, they do it.
It takes like an hour and a half to get to the second pick.
I hope we pick. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, bad commercials, pay the bills. Fucking. I hope we pick a good player and Redskins going to win Super Bowl. That's what's going to happen.
I mean, that's what everybody says. I want to pick the greatest player, but you know what?
Those are the worst final words I ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like everybody, like half the draft in the first round.
Oh, you want me to give you a name that I hope we pick?
Yeah, it is a podcast. Give us the Redskins perspective. Give us something real.
Mark Rippon.
I hope if we stay at 29, we pick Trey Henderson, the running back. I hope we do.
Okay. All right. That's good.
All right. There you go.
Nice.
Or a corner.
All right.
The Notre Dame kid.
Let's not get crazy. Vin,
my final words is
Vinny's got a bit Barkley.
I would love for these Giants to go in this level-headed, think long-term. I know this GM is on his last legs, but please do not draft Shador at all. Stay away from him. Stay away from all the other quarterbacks, I say. Just draft. Hopefully Carter is there. I don't want to grab Hunter at 3. I'm hoping that it'll fall the way it may. I don't know if you guys remember Josh Allen from the Jaguars fell to us and we picked Daniel Jones. I don't want to relive that. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that, please, Shane, do us a solid here. Grab the best player available. Don't go after quarterback because you need a quarterback. You don't need one this year. This year is going to be a tough year. We have the worst schedule in the NFL this year. Why? I don't know. Just be smart. Think long term. Mara wants continuity. Why don't we just think long term when it comes to the draft? This team hasn't been good because we haven't drafted well. Free agency hasn't worked out because we're overcompensating for the draft. Salary cap hasn't worked out because we haven't drafted well. We haven't scored because we haven't drafted well. Please, I beg you, draft the smart, sensible way. That's it.
All right, give me Carter or Hunter. I'll take either one, and let me give me the trade up back into the first round. I don't care. Give up the second, give up both thirds, and get our quarterback of the future. And then we don't draft again until the 4th round. I'll be happy because then we got a stud player, and then we got our quarterback of the future. And with that, we out. See you on draft night. Peace.
Find Jules.
Find Jules.